What's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dusty, and as always, this is the Shred Academy. Today, we're gonna cover the table. Now, the table stems from the turn bar and is a super simple trick that can be done on a multitude of different size jumps. We'll cover correct form and maybe why you're tabling unintentionally off the lip due to bad form. So without further ado, let's get to breaking this down. All right, we're gonna first talk about why the table can often be people's go-to trick without them even trying. And that's because they're leaving the lip in that two-wheeled fashion. Now you can see as I come into the frame here, I'm in that kind of preloaded form, and then I just explode straight up. Now here you can see I've basically unweighted from the bike, my legs are completely straight, and my arms are basically getting straightened, and I'm gonna have to kind of pick the bike up from here, the rear wheel, unweighted, front wheel as well, off the lip. Now what's gonna happen is I've unweighted here, and my body is gonna fall as it goes across, instead of making a long arc like this. So what's gonna happen is, as my body falls, the bike is also gonna be trying to go up. And right here is where the two forces need to, I guess, coexist. And that's why you'll see people start to table right there. Now, as my body starts to fall, I've gotta tuck the bike down in, so the force going up and me coming down can meet, and then we'll kind of do this. Now, as I do that, here, watch me have to push the bike through to kind of get it to the landing, and then my butt almost gets pulled into the tire, and I'm kind of off balance. Now, if we were getting more of an arc, we could just execute this in this time, right? And we'd be going up and coming down. Let's go over and take a look at a correct form. Now, as we go off the lip here, we're gonna be, again, pushing into the lip, having our arms and our upper body create this counterweight to have this front wheel go off. Notice that my rear wheel is still weighted. As I take off, this is where I'm gonna start to initiate the turn bar, okay? And I'm gonna continue going up in the air. I'm not falling into the bike's travel path upward. Now, as I go forward here, this is the turn bar, okay? We're already more or less at the turn bar. Now I have to get this bike to kind of fold to the same direction that I'm turn barring. So what I'm gonna do is tuck my right arm into my stomach. I'm gonna let my left arm come across, and then I'm going to almost start to pull my legs up, creating this kind of like back motion on the pedal to scoop. And I'm gonna start to suck my legs up and almost allow my ankles to hinge to the side. Now, as I do this, oh, wrong one. Notice that I'm tucking that handlebar in. Me tucking this handlebar in right here is what's going to allow this bike to start to fold over. Now notice that the seat is going to go behind my left leg. Making sure that you get your legs kind of out of the way and almost a little bit forward as you do this is going to be important, so you're not turning that seat into the back of your leg there. Now we're at the midpoint of the jump. We're going to be starting to descend. So we're going to unfold and extend our arms to get that front wheel to land first. Unfold, wheel, front wheel, rear wheel. Now, it's kind of hard to see the tuck from this angle, so let's go over to another view and have a look at it there. I did hear you guys in the last video wanting a first-person view of the turn bar, and I really wanted to try to give you guys that here. But if I wore a chesty, this inside arm just kept coming and knocking that GoPro. And if I put one on my helmet or if I wore my full face with it, it really just pointed too much out and you couldn't really see anything happening. So I did hear you guys, and I will go back and re-edit the turn bar and add that in there for you guys. But this is a good side view, and you are gonna get to see how I tuck the bike. Now, as I come into the field of vision here, you can see me initiate that turn bar. Now, instead of just hanging out here with that turn bar, I'm gonna continue tucking my arm inside. Now, I'm tucking my right arm because I'm turning the bars to the right. If you're turning the bars to the left, you'll tuck your left arm, and whichever way you turn the bar is the way that you're gonna table. Now, I'm also allowing the bike to kind of float up more instead of me kind of keeping it at a distance, because that's going to allow the bike to kind of fold over a little more. So as the bike goes forward, notice I'm kind of allowing my hips to kind of shift. I'm allowing that seat to go behind my left leg, and I'm just tucking my legs up, allowing me to get closer to that bike as I table it over. As I continue through, notice that this arm straightens out and this one is tucked inside. Now you're gonna notice if I zoom in here, notice that the grip on this bar changes a little bit. So you're gonna have to allow your grip to kind of form to the bar as you rotate it in. We'll zoom back out, continue going. Now this is where I start to descend, and this is where you're gonna start to extend your legs, rotate the bars back, and prepare for impact. Notice that I'm gonna try to set that front wheel down. My arms extend, my legs are kind of extending, absorb the impact in my arms, and then get straight down into that bottom bracket, keeping my head pointed down trail, looking at the next feature. If we go over to more of a front view, now as I'm leaving the lip here, you'll again see me start to initiate, sorry that was too fast, initiate that turn bar right here, and then I continue tucking as well as kind of bending my knees, getting my knees out of the way so that that seat can go behind my left leg. Notice that my left arm straightened and my right arm is being tucked inside. Clear that out. We'll continue forward. You can really get a sense of where I'm tucking my arm and how straight that arm is. Notice how I'm looking down, spotting my landing, and as I'm descending, I turn the bar straight back down trail, extend my arms and my legs, prepare for impact, front wheel, then rear tire, and we're good to go. Now let's have a quick look at maybe a few ways you don't want to approach this before we finish up. All right, guys, finally, I just want to talk about a few things you're going to want to avoid. And most of them are the same topics we talk about every single video as far as what not to do. And it's going to be trying to lean forward. Oh, I'm going to need a pen there. Lean forward too much and trying to get across the jump instead of just using your skill and creating that arc, carrying it across. And as well, just leaning back too much and almost freezing back there and not completing the movements. Going through the motions is always super important. Now, in this example, I've exaggerated even more the whole exploding or jumping up the lip. Now, as I jump up here, okay, front tire, unweighted, and I actually start to initiate this as my rear wheel hasn't even left the lip yet. So as I do this, notice my bike trying to go up in the air and my body coming down. That's that whole two opposing forces here. Now my body was starting to come down and my bike wanted to go up, and now we're just gonna stay at this path, and my rear wheel will never actually go up any higher. Brum, brum, brum. Now, as I'm coming down, yes, I just barely get that bike out of the way or back straight again. And notice how far back into that back seat and into the travel I go. And that's all because of just bad form off of the lip and using that two-tire explosion or two-tire lift and lifting the whole bike up at one time. Now, if I were to be leaning forward here, or man, that's really bad, we'll say here, just think about the effect that's going to have on the rear wheel, and as it leaves here, right, if there was any weight on it or if it was a lippier jump where it couldn't kind of just roll right off, that rear wheel is going to get kicked and I'm going to get kicked forward super hard. When you're going off the jump, you definitely want to have good pressure on that back wheel by getting your body into a more advantageous position to getting this front wheel to lift. The more air time you get, okay, a bigger arc, the more time you're going to have to complete any motion that you're trying to do on the bike. So be focused before you try to start tricks that you're getting a good lift and good form off the lip of the jump and you're creating a good arc. And then you're practicing just adding that trick in to an already existing good jump that you've got going on. All right, guys, I hope this helped. We'll see you at the exit. Well, guys, that's it for the table. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it kind of helped you understand the movements and tucking that arm and kind of letting the bike come up into your legs and then shifting your legs to the side. If you did like the video, make sure to leave a comment. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to become a Patreon, the link is down below. It really helps the channel survive and takes the weight off my shoulders as far as relying on view hours. If you'd like to become a sponsor of me going to the Fox US Open, that link is the PayPal link as well. $100 gets you on my jersey. We thought we had enough sponsors, but then we had a few incidents and we really could just use a little more cushion. So get on the jersey, get mentioned on the channel, your company would have you. If you'd like to leave a super thanks, you can use that PayPal link as well as friends and family. YouTube seems to take just a huge portion of your super thanks, and that's not what you're intending it for. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Make sure to ride hard, ride safe, be kind to each other. We're all in this together, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, everybody.